The San Jose Sharks win. The San Jose Barracuda win. Everything's coming up Millhouse. But of course, you got to be part of the show. Hit us up on all the social media platforms. Do the social media things. Do the YouTube things. Like, subscribe. Leave us a comment. Tell us we're idiots. Do all the things. That's all I want. That's it. It's me. It's the Angry Canadian Robot flying solo. Which, you know what that means? That means it's going to be I don't know. We'll try and keep this thing going a little bit, but it probably won't be a long show. I hate doing these things by myself. However, here I am. It is myself, Ian. How is everybody doing tonight? The San Jose Sharks win a game against the Boston Bruins 3-1. I mean, shit. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it a lot. Just a good night of fucking hockey. Like, what more could you possibly want at this point, right? I hate the fucking Bruins, man. I always hate the fucking Bruins. So like to have the Sharks beat them is always a good thing. And it's interesting because like so I'll start on the Bruins here quick as I just kind of ramble here by myself. Like the Bruins are a team like I haven't watched as much hockey as I would like to this year. Especially like teams like outside of the conference. And the Bruins, like obviously you know where the situation is, right? Like this is a team now that's I think they're 6 points out of a wild card spot, and they sold at the deadline. But this is a team where like I always feel like you talk about this team's demise at your own peril. But man, just see it tonight, like to see it with my own eyes tonight, see this Bruins team. Yeah, man, how the mighty have fallen tonight. It's crazy, right? Because again, like I just feel like it's the Bruins have always been that team where it's like you never really want to bet against them until they're dead and in the ground, and they might be in the ground this time for real. I don't know, man. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is good. Let's talk about the Sharks game first. So obviously the Sharks come out tonight, and I thought they played a really good game. I thought Georgiev was good tonight. I thought that was probably one of the best games he's played in a while. And I know we're gonna talk about the second goal. I put that more on Desharnais than I put that on him. I don't know. We'll probably go through and we'll take a look at it, and I guess I'll give my thing. Let's start. Let's start. I will show you the I will show you the first goal, which was super nice. This play here, obviously, Cagnoni's the one that actually gets us started, but I don't have the replay of that, so I was watching the Nesson feed. Macklin Celebrini, though, obviously, just the way he sees the puck, the way he sees the ice, rather, man, like the passes he makes, but like that whole play doesn't happen, obviously, without Cagnoni, and obviously William Eklund with the finish there. Man, Luca Cagnoni, like this is a guy who I'm so excited for, and I know I've been kind of like, I don't think I've been sour on him this year. I'm surprised that maybe he got a look this soon. So I always get nervous, right? Like because he is a small guy. But man, he has been so good so far. Like absolutely, like, and he's been good on the Barracuda this year, obviously, but he's just a guy to me who's like exceeded my expectations so far with what he's shown on the Sharks so far. Yeah, sorry guys, it's just me. You know what? I mean, like Luca Cagnoni, yeah, I mean he's been so good so far with the Sharks. Like I really liked how he's played so far. Exceeded all my expectations. It's It's good, man, and I feel dumb now that I was so apprehensive for him getting called up. 'Cause I think, look at again, he's a small guy. He's playing his first year of pro hockey. So you always get nervous about guys like that trying to make the jump too soon. But man, yeah, so far like so damn good. Um, Jerry with the super chat, $5 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Helps us keep the lights on and keeps us ad free, most importantly. Celebrating a Sharks win with my son. I've been watching since the 2015-16 season when it was the Stanley Cup Finals. Thanks again for the great coverage. Well, thank you for your donation. We appreciate it. Yeah. Was that the first time we've seen the Selly Smith Eki line 5-on-5? No, I think we've seen it before. Maybe not 5-on-5 though. That's a good question. I feel like we've seen it. We've probably seen it before, but I'm not confident enough to say yes for sure. Yeah. So I mean, obviously that play 1-0 San Jose. Unfortunately, a little they unfortunately, a little bit of a fumble play behind the net. But I'm not gonna like I'm gonna put this up and then I'm gonna kind of talk through this here. Obviously the Bruins, like they're dumping it in, right? Georgiev, I'm not mad Georgiev goes and plays this puck. He's supposed to play that puck. That is a puck that he is supposed to play. Like he's supposed to, for those that are watching on the audio and maybe they didn't see. So what happens is that the Bruins dump in the puck. Georgiev goes behind the net to try and play it. He tries to backhand it over to Desharnais. Maybe it's not the greatest pass in the world, but Desharnais really fumbles it, and that allows the Boston Bruin player to pick up the loose puck and just kind of put it into an empty net. But I'm not really like I thought Georgiev actually had a pretty good game tonight. I'm not really mad at Georgiev here. That's his job. He's supposed to go out there and play that puck. 100% play that puck, right? So it's a situation there where unfortunately Desharnais needs to probably, I mean, the communication maybe could be better there, but I think you would have to really, I don't know, tie yourself in a knot a little bit to really just pin that all on Georgiev. 'Cause I don't think it's Georgiev's fault. I think that's exactly he's supposed to go and play that puck. And basically, and then make a pass. And then I maybe, again, maybe it's a communication thing. Maybe Desharnais wasn't expecting it. Maybe they need to communicate better. But Desharnais, I would kind of put the goat ears on him a little bit more than Georgiev for that. But I don't know. Yeah, it's not good, right? Like it's not a good thing at all. Unfortunately. Pretty good back and forth game until we get to the final goal on a goalie, which kind of surprised me here because I'm looking at this, and again, this is the Nesson feed. So it's interesting because if you watch at the start there, I've watched this 100 times and I'm still not sure that is that play is onside. But I'm not I'm gonna play this again. Just because it's just this change up here where they re-enter the zone. Like I don't know. It's close. I am not 100% sold that was an onside. I'm surprised Boston didn't challenge this, but then again, Macklin Celebrini obviously gets the puck, and then I'm not sure who shot it, but then Lucas Carlson, who was also making his NHL or his San Jose debut. I don't know if he's played NHL games previously, but he was playing his first game as a San Jose Shark, and he gets himself a goal. That would go on to be the winner. Barclay Goodrow would add an empty netter to make it 3-1, and that is the game. Just some numbers from this game here. I'm going to go back to the chat. All right. Yeah, Felix saying pissed off that it wasn't challenged. Yeah, that's what I thought. Lucas said played sometime in Florida. That is what I believed. Yeah, so here we go. So let's just say what happened here. Obviously, like I thought, look at the Sharks played a good game. Or maybe the Bruins just played a bad game. I think is a little bit. So Dave's saying Liljegren pushed back into the zone and didn't touch the puck again until the Sharks take it out, which makes sense. That's why it's onside. Yeah, I was still surprised the Bruins didn't call it, but that actually now that Dave puts it in those words makes sense to me. I had the Nesson feeds, so they were epileptic. I don't know if that's even a word. They were not happy that the Bruins did not challenge this for offside. But yeah, Bruins fans seem pretty upset about it. Yeah. So anyway, the Sharks were outshot 23-21. They were pretty even in the dot, though. I think the Bruins were just a little bit better in the dot. Both teams had two power plays and couldn't convert on them. And aside from that, though, man, I mean, like, yeah, Bruins. I don't know, man. Like again, the Bruins are a team where you look at them and you're like, what are we even doing here? Interesting for time on ice, just some interesting time on ice numbers that I thought were interesting this time around. It was Muka Medulin and Ferraro were your defensive leaders. Last game, it was actually Luca Cagnoni had actually played more than any other defenseman, which surprised me. Not so much this game, though. He played the least of all the defensemen. Probably a lack of power play time would probably be a factor in that as well, though. Lucas Carlson, who had his goal and an assist, he had 18 minutes. So some interesting stuff there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. So other than that, we can talk about the Barracuda quick. Barracuda played a game against the Bakersfield Condors tonight. They've actually been kind of on a roll lately, as of late. On Wednesday, they beat the San Diego Gulls. Now, they should beat the San Diego Gulls every time they play, but that has not happened this season. However, they played one of their best games on Wednesday. They beat the San Diego Gulls, which obviously helps put some cushioning between them and the Tucson Roadrunners, who are the team in the 7th and final playoff spot in the American Hockey League Pacific Division. And then they also rolled into the Bakersfield tonight, got off to an absolutely brutal start. And they were down 3-0, and then they came all the way back. This game was absolutely drunk. Podorowski got a hat trick, and Podorowski got a hat trick, and Barracuda won 8-6. With their win tonight, they extend their lead over the Tucson Roadrunners to stay in the 6th playoff spot in the Pacific Division by 7 points. They're also a point behind the Coachella Valley Firebirds for 5th. And the Calgary Wranglers are also at 71 points. So they are also a point behind them as well. So the Barracuda actually have put themselves in a position to actually start climbing a little bit if the other games go their way. But yeah, man, like big win for the Barracuda, who I think needed a good kick in the ass of late, because I think, again, like this is a team that I've been very critical of. And you know what, I'll give the Barracuda credit, because I think if you're looking at the Barracuda right now and you've seen how they've played, I mean, you've lost half your decor at this point now, right? Because now you have, Shakir's been up for a while, and now you've got Lucas Carlson up, you've got Luca Cagnoni up. I mean, this is where you would expect them to, and I think you could make the excuse, okay, now it's like, okay, now things are getting a little silly down here, where you've subtracted some pretty significant pieces, and you could be like, oh well, if they lost, no big deal. They've got people missing, and and you know what, they've turned around and played their best hockey. So I mean, I don't think Aaron Dell had a particularly great night, but there was a Kevin Lacey pointed this out on Twitter as well. That basically with the game on the line, there was like 30 seconds left in the game, and after allowing 6 goals, made the most ridiculous glove save you will ever see, like the most Aaron Dell thing ever. You know, allow a bunch of goals and then make just the most ridiculous save ever. So I'll give him credit for that. And San Jose Barracuda, man, they have won 2 games in a row, and they're going to look to make it 3 games in a row tomorrow when they play the Condors again. I'm thinking they'll probably what am I saying? I'm thinking, again, the Condors they'll probably play Gabe Carrier again tomorrow. I think get him some action. It'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to watching it. In the can they sign any NCAA to finish out? Yeah, so I they have a couple of guys. The NCAA prospects, I'm not gonna lie, they're not my strong suit, so I'm not gonna. But I know they have guys that are like I know the guy in his dog saying Paul Camp in Denver. I don't know when Denver's season's gonna end. They might win the whole thing again. They have, but they have to go. So they can't. But yeah, like Dan saying, like the NCAA, they have to finish playing, and I don't think that Denver's going to be done anytime soon. I think Denver might win the whole thing again. Again, I'm not super college hockey guy. Whatever. Apparently, Cam Lund, who did just recently sign his ELC, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow on Pucknologists on Sunday. Where see right there at the top there, it says that. Pucknologists on Sunday tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. Cam Lund expected to be in San Jose on Monday. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I know they couldn't play in the playoffs. So can't they finish? I don't know how that works if they can play their 18. I think they have to go right to the NHL. I can't remember the rule. What else? I'm just gonna kind of go hit the chat here. Guy and his dog saying another prospect news. Saginaw lost again. Looks like they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs pretty quick in the OHL. Yeah. I think they lost. So I was supposed to go to this game, and I have not been well. I don't know if you watched Pucknologist last Sunday. I barely had a voice, and I think this is the best I felt since that Sunday. So I didn't get to go to the game yesterday, but I know the Greyhounds, who beat them, they had to win that game to make the playoffs. So I think that was they had more to play for than Saginaw. The Greyhounds and the Greyhounds and the Saginaw Spirit absolutely loathe each other. So those games, like whether those teams, it's one of those situations where even if those teams are both garbage, those games are always awesome. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what they we'll see what happens. Makar played in the NHL playoffs, Hank, not the AHL playoffs. Give me a second here. Let me take a look at the where are we? Let's see what are the I can't remember who they're playing. Give me a second here and see if we've got a playoff bracket yet. No, we don't. Standings. So the Saginaw Spirit will probably play the Erie Otters. They might win a round. Yeah, they might win a round. They might beat Erie. I don't think they'll be I don't think they'll be too long for this world though. Like Saginaw's good, but they're not great. They're definitely not the team they had last year that won the Memorial Cup. They might win a round though. they wouldn't have to play London for a while, so they'd be okay. I think Sudbury also not long for this world. I think Sudbury is going to play Kingston, I believe, if is what the playoffs are going to do. So I think Kingston should make pretty handy work of Sudbury. So Quentin Musty could be a guy that you could see. We might see Quentin Musty at some point, depending on how hurt he is. I don't know what the injury situation with him is. How good is Michael Misa? I think Michael Misa is fantastic. Michael Misa has done a lot of really good things this year to really improve his draft stock again. And he's, I saw a stat yesterday where like he's the number of goals he scored, or was it goals or points? I don't remember what it was, but I think it was, what was the stat? I'm going to see if I can find it. Sorry, I know that I'm like the worst on these solo things. I'm doing my best. Let me see. Yeah, so he's scored 60 goals as a draft eligible, and he basically puts him 2 behind Patrick Kane when he was draft eligible for the London Knights, and that London Knights team was fucking stacked. That London Knights team was way better than the team he's playing on Saginaw, and it puts him a couple of points behind. Which I think like that's the thing. That's the thing I really like about Michael Misa is I think he can do a lot of things. But score goals is definitely something that he's going to do very, very well. Yeah. Yeah, the Wolves are a one-line team. And I also learned something else that made me horrified tonight. I didn't really guess it's been a while now. But because there hasn't really been any big Sharks prospects in the queue lately, I didn't realize the queue doesn't do 1 versus 16 anymore. That made me so sad when I read that. Super sad. Yeah, no, if the Sharks got Michael Misa, I'd be ecstatic, man. I'd be super fucking ecstatic. Obviously, I think Schaefer's the guy you want, but man, if you get Michael Misa, I am not crying. I'm not crying in the club about it. That's for damn sure. I don't know, guys. Yeah, that's it. How long? I've been doing this for 22 minutes. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Normally these shows are so fucking short. Anything else in the chat here? Yeah, there's WHL expansion. It's gonna be interesting because again with the new Martone, I look at man, I any of those guys, Martone, Hagens, Misa, Schaefer, like I'm gonna be just jacked to get any of them as a Sharks fan. And I think that's the way you should be. Obviously, I think look at Schaefer is gonna be really good and he would address the need, but if the lottery balls don't bounce in our favor, if the Sharks decide they want to go on a run now of all fucking times, which, I beating the Bruins is fine, but let's not get carried away here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So, it's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, so the Penticton Vs are joining the Western Hockey League, moving from the BCHL. Again, this is kind of a casualty of the NCAA stuff that's happening. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like again, these are the things that I'm kind of fascinated to see, right? Like how leagues like the BCHL are going to try and remain relevant now that guys don't have to go there in order to play college hockey. So I don't know. The race not to draft Bedard 2.0. People are writing the obituary on Connor Bedard. I understand Connor Bedard has not had a good season this year, and he's had a bit of a sophomore slump. And I think that, there's Chicago has issues, but man, I think people are writing Connor Bedard's obituary way too fucking early. Yeah. Nick Mellon saying William Eklund might have had his best game of the year. Cagnoni held his own against a very big team. Yeah, man, Luke Cagnoni, I think Luke Cagnoni had a really good game. I think Lucas Carlson had a really good game. I think William Eklund, last game, this game, I think he definitely got out of whatever post-Zetterlund funk he was in. It's gonna be fun, man. Like there's again, I think a lot of reasons to kind of be excited. And I'm trying to be excited tonight because obviously they won. It's a good time. There was a thread on Reddit, and apparently people were like, I really like Ian, but he's way too pessimistic lately. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's probably fair. So I'm gonna try, and I do spend a lot of times talking about things that piss me off, and I think it's easy because that's what like YouTube does now. We talk about things that make us angry. I'm gonna try and do a better job though, because I think it was really good constructive criticism. So I'm gonna try and do a better job of talking about the things that do excite me. Yeah, I played a whole season. Chernyshov was on place for 115 point. Yeah, just dumb. Like, I mean, obviously, I think with the grind of a full season, though, like I'd be curious to see what a full season in the Ontario Hockey League would look like for him. Just because obviously, I think you're coming in after not playing all that time, and I think it's easy to get super excited about that and super going. I just wonder how the grind of the season would have affected him. I still think he would have been great. Don't get me wrong. I think, I get to talk about things that excite me. Yegor Chernyshov excites me. Do one tankathon roll before I bounce. All right. I suppose. All right. Give me a second here. Let me get this all set up. Oh, shit. Share screen. All right, there it is, the almighty tankathon. Let's see if I am cursed with knowledge. Here we go. Oh God, I'm cursed. God, no, let's never talk about this ever again. Let's never discuss that ever again. Go again. All right. Let's try this one more time. I have to redeem my Detroit. Jesus Christ. I mean, you know what? Good for Detroit, because Detroit, no one's been fucked by the lottery worse than Detroit. All right, here we go. Fuck Detroit, dude. Like, I don't know what's going on here. There we go. All right, we've redeemed ourselves. Oh shit. You know what though? Like, I will say this. Nobody has been screwed by the lottery more than Detroit. So yeah. That's definitely a thing that's happened. Yeah, fuck Chicago. Look. I mean, I don't like Seattle getting up there either. Utah getting up there is fun though. Yeah, Vancouver's been screwed a lot by the lottery too, but man, like Detroit really got because Detroit got screwed not only by the lottery, they got screwed by like the way the league did it. When they were the absolute worst. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So that's enough of this. Oh fuck. Good times. All right. Anything else in the chat before I call this a night? We have gone 30 minutes, which is 30 minutes too many. Yeah, I mean, Chicago, I don't want them to. Chicago will be interesting, actually, if Chicago went, because then you would wonder if they would like, that might be the only scenario where the Sharks might still get Schaefer if they don't go, if they're not first overall. That might be the only scenario, because Chicago, obviously, they drafted Lev Shinov last year. I can't imagine them going double D in back-to-back lotteries. Like, we don't I don't know. I mean, I can't think of another team other, what, Buffalo maybe went double D back to back. So I don't know, man. Yeah, so if Chicago moved up, like, one, they would be locked out, and then two, the Sharks might still get Schaefer. So yes. AJ pointing out, FYI, tomorrow's Pucknologist will feature multi giveaways for live viewers. So that's something you'll want to be around for. Chicago traded Seth Jones. Yeah, they did, but like, you gotta, again, like, I think if you, so you're right, but I still think that if you got to find Connor Bedard someone to play with. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's me. I what do I know? I'm an asshole on YouTube. I'm not an NHL GM, but to me, I think you have to get someone for Bedard to play with. And and I'm, oh God, oof, I don't want Michael Misa there though. Sad but true. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, man. All right. How many bad seasons we need before? No, man, look at again. How many bad seasons we need in Chicago for the trade Bedard? I mean, unless they want to be Buffalo. I don't know. I think that, again, I think people are way too early on writing the obituary on Connor Bedard. Yeah. If John asking if I had first overall, would I draft Misa over Schaefer? I don't think so, because again, like, the D is a need that the Sharks have. I really like Sam Dickinson, but I think that, like, Nolan Schaefer would be better. It's my opinion. Like, Schaefer is the biggest need for this team. And I also think that he's probably, like, I think all these players are really close, but I just think when you're in a situation like this, I think the Sharks have to get the D-man. They have Will Smith. They have Macklin Celebrini. They need to start shoring up the blue line a little bit. But again, like, I'm not making the pick. So if they if the Sharks went up there at first overall and drafted Michael Misa again, like, I would be ecstatic, because I still think that you're getting a hell of a player. I just think that from the way I see things, it's the D man, right? No, not Nolan Schaefer, Matthew Schaefer. Did I say Nolan Schaefer? God damn it. Who gets traded? Bedard, or who gets traded first? Bedard or Will Smith? Neither. Why? God damn. Will Smith's been so good since the end of the season. Like, since, I don't think there's been anybody on this entire team, the San Jose Sharks, that is, who's been better than Will Smith since the calendar turned 2025. I don't think anyone has. So I don't know, man. I think that the obituary has been written too early on Connor Bedard, and I can't imagine. All right, Ricky's got to take the spice things up. I'm waiting. Sorry, I dead air, man. Dead fucking air. The worst. Yeah, she needs more fourth liners, not skill guy. Yeah, but you get your fourth liners once you establish your skill guys. Victor Eklund. Oh, here's spicy take. Eklund's a second liner. He could be. Oh man, I love William Eklund. But if you get Michael Misa, maybe he is. Like at that point, maybe he is. I don't think that's the worst thing though. Like I think again, like you need a solid top two lines. So if William Eklund's on your second line, I don't think that's the worst thing. Yeah, Luigi saying Schaefer is the best player at the Gretzky Helenka, best player at the World Junior Championship for Canada, small sample size. Gavin McKenna was both on both teams. Are kind of Gavin McKenna is a year younger. Gavin McKenna is really good, but he's also like 15 years older or 16 years older. What is he now? 16, 17? Like he is a year younger. You say okay, so Ricky's saying that not if someone pushes him on depth right. I did think production wise is the second line. I think so. William Eklund to me, I think, has the potential. He has the ability to be an 80-point guy. Will he get there? I don't know. But even if he's a 60, 70 point guy, are we really mad? Yeah, he's 16. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I just think that yeah. No, I don't know. See, this is why I need someone to talk off of, because I just felt yes, Kevin, finally. It's been the week from hell. Yeah, Celebrini 8 points from setting a new points records for all Sharks rookies, and if Smith has 4 more points, we'll have a first rookie reach 40 points in each Shark. Yes, I mean it's really it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be epic. All right, let's get out of here though. So to wrap things up, the San Jose Sharks beat the Boston Bruins by a score of 3-1. The San Jose Barracuda beat the Bakersfield Condors by a score of 8-6 in an absolutely wild one. And they will play tomorrow. Again, they play tomorrow. Let me find out what time they play tomorrow so I can be all specific here, even though you might be listening to this after the fact, and then it's not even tomorrow. So for those that want to know, they will play Sunday, March 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern. There you have it. I'm not allowed to leave the basket. I can't do this forever, man. It's my voice is just starting to come back. Oh, Kevin Lacey pointing out that the Barracuda game is televised. Again, that is Sunday, March 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific. Televised. Watch it. If you want to watch the Barracuda, that's the time to do it. All right, guys, I am going to get the hell out of here because I am tired and I want to get this show put to bed and I want to go to sleep. So, where's my screens? In case you missed this or you want to watch it again, I have no idea why. You can watch this again on YouTube. TealTownUSA.com is where you can find everything that we do. You can find this show anywhere you get audio podcasts. So if YouTube is not your jam, you can get us on the audio to take with you wherever you go. You can also find us on our YouTube channel if you're listening on the audio. We are at Tealtown USA on the YouTube. And if you are watching on the YouTube, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any comments about tonight's show, please leave us a comment below, which will obviously help us not only in the algorithm, but it's also something that I always read all the comments. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't, but I always read the comments. So if you have any interesting tidbits of information, anything that I got terribly wrong, that is where to do it. However, this has been fun. Thank you for bearing with me on the dreaded solo adventures. And we will be back tomorrow, Sunday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. Pacific time where we will do the Pucknologists, and I will see you then. Thank you and good night.